We need to stop committing violence or being for praising violence and murder and killing. But yet, when the American people are to look at the Russians, the Koreans, Muslims, Palestinians, murder them! Yeah, they attacked you! Violence! Yeah! We want violence! We want murder! We want death! We want it, They're hypocrites. They don't want to end violence and murder and killings. They would have to end authority to do that. They would have to end kingdoms. No more presidents, no more leaders to send us into battles. To be under violence, committing violence and killing innocent people, murdering innocent people, and killing good people, or the right people, I mean. Killing the bad people, murdering the good people, murdering children and women, pregnant women and all that in them countries. That's okay. Because that whole country's bad. Not the leader who sent the people to attack that country. No. The whole people and everybody in the entire country is bad, so we gotta be for praising for violence and killing and murder of those people. All those innocent people who had nothing to do with it. The majority. See, the minority rules. Like I said, the minority out of everybody in the country wins who becomes president. As the majority out of all the voters, 51% of the people in this country. Yeah, you could say half the country voted, 80, it would be 100, it wouldn't even be 175 million people because most of them's kids who can't vote. So it can't be 175 million voters because only 51% of the ones that, of all the ones that can vote, that's of age to vote, votes. So that would be 200,000 grown adults that can vote, old enough to vote. And then you got people, well, they're felons and whatever, so they can't vote. So that knocks that number down. And there's a bunch of them. You can turn anybody into a felon with UCC traffic codes. You can turn people into felons. Not creating a victim. And so, I wish I could go back, watch it, and because I'll lose my track of mind. But everybody, they want to fight. They are for violence. They're hypocrites when they say they're not for violence. They're for war. They're for authority. To have an authority over someone else and say, we're going to shoot at you, point guns and shoot at you to make you do what we want. We're going to be violent against your will so we will be happy and make you do what we want. So, now I remember, so there's really probably about 180 million people who can vote. 180 million people, that's all that can vote. And the kids can't vote, they ain't got no say-so, so they're forced into it. Whoever wins. And everybody else that don't vote, participate, want to be in this fantasy world, well, they're forced into it, the barrel of a gun. Yeah, you're going to be in it too. We're for violence. We're going to force you to be involved in our little fairy tale world, government authority fairy tale world. We're going to force you to be in it too. If we're going to be under it and choose to be under it, you're going to be under it too. That's wrong. That's wrong. People in government saying that you're to be under this and you're to be under that, and you say, no, I don't want to be under that, but then you want to turn around when you're in charge and say, oh, you don't want to be under what we want you under? Too bad. You're going to be under it. So it don't matter which side wins. The whole group of them's controlling all of us. And it's just a minority of the people in the country. Well, it's really half the country, a little bit over half. So even if it's a little bit over half of how many can vote, so if there's only 180 million that can vote legal age and can legally, not felon, can vote, you got to go half or a little bit over the half of 180 million people. That's 95 million people voting. That's it. 95, I'll say 95 to 90% of not percent, 95 to 97 million is voting. Think about it. They said this many voted. Most of the votes are fake. The first time Trump ran, most of the votes were fake. And they said this many voted, 180 something million, which is a lie, because that would be 100, almost 100% of the people that can vote. Because that's excluding the ones who are felons that can't vote, that should be able to vote. You don't lose your rights. You lose your rights when you go into prison, into jail. You can't do nothing. You can't participate. You're trapped in some other little box outside of everything else. So that's just the way it works. This system is here by force. The good says they're not for violence. They're not for forcing people to do what they don't want to do. You're free. We're for freedom. You're free. You can do whatever you want. Oh, wait a minute. No, you can't. You can't take your property and go and take it anywhere you want, no matter how you're taking it. You can't go out, fish, and feed your face. You're not free because we want you to have a license. We believe all this bull crap the government says. Oh, they're going to overfish everything. And no, most people just wants to go to the grocery store and buy it there because it's nasty. They don't want to touch all the fish. They don't want to be cutting fish and all that. And they just rather go to the store. It's right there. It's pre-ready, and I just take it home, do whatever with it, and cook it, eat it. Easy. That's done and over with. People wanting to hunt and fish. That's done and over with. Most of the people don't want to, even if they could for free. And even if a lot of them did, they would go out there fish and throw them back in the water. Or maybe give them to somebody else that need fish for something to eat. We're not free. Y'all sit here and say you're for freedom, you're anti-violence, you're anti-war, but yet we got war, we got violence, we got murder, we got, you're not anti any of that. You're just not. Because you celebrate it. You go, yes. You're a hypocrite. This whole country is a hypocritical country. They say we're free, land of the free, home of the brave. No one's brave enough to rise up against government and end it. There are just enough people that can rise up, go to it, and end it. They ain't gonna go into no big old war. They don't want to die because they know they'll end up dead because there's more of us than them. We'll wipe out their army, which is our own. It has to be. That's what George Washington and them did when they went to war against Britain. They went to war against their own family too. Friends, families, friends. That's what you gotta do when you want to fight for what's right. If you don't want to fight for what's right, then you're not for what's right, and admit it. You don't want to fight for what's right because you are not for what is right. You just want to sit here and bitch and complain and just blah, 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 or ignore it and just do nothing and just live your life. And that's why we're in the mess we're in. That's why we're not free. It's all fairy tale world. Every little single bit of it we've been told is fairy tale world. Because we're not living in the reality we're supposed to be living in that was supposed to have been created in 1776 to all the way up to 1791. And if it's true that when the forefathers of America only created 12 amendments, and that's all that was created up to the day that the last one died, there wasn't supposed to be a 13, 14, 15, and etc. added to it. Because they already created as it should be. So 13, 14, 13 and up is null and void for us. We are to be under the actual Betsy Ross 13 star and 13 stripe flag. That's our flag of the United States of America that we had until 1871. And they changed it. And they lied to us all, said, this is the Betsy Ross flag. No, it's not. Just because it has the same design, but more stars, does not make it the Betsy Ross flag. It's an imitation of it. It's a recreation with more stars added. It's not the original Betsy Ross flag. I'm going to get two of them. I'm going to have one in my house, and then I'm going to have one outside, upside down. Because the United States of America is in distress and has been occupied and taken over. Oh, I've even got ChatGPT to admit the gold fringe. Why the gold fringe is on that flag? It's a military flag. It's a military occupation. They had that flag on this soil, just like Muslims have a mosque in a country that says we took it over. We're occupying it. This is our marker. Because this is what we represent. They represent military occupation. They don't represent the United States of America and the people therein, or thereon, the land of the United States of America. We got to start using the word in these notices, the land. I'm a man of the land. I bleed upon the land. I'm a common man of the land. I heard it. It was the right way to say it. Of the land, I guess, of the states, which would be the natural states, not of the United States, not of the United States of America. But it is not of the 50 states. The 50 states is the incorporated states. So when you put the 50 states of the United States, you're placing yourself in their jurisdiction. We're not of the 50 states of the United States. We're of what was created before and put in plain English what it was said to be back then. I've got it. I've got that too. I mean, how you're supposed to represent yourself in these notices as a living man of the land, not a legal entity in a fictitious state of X, which X represents any state, Tennessee, Texas, whatever. It's all incorporated. And that all caps name, when you say that's you just incorporated yourself to them, and then they can do business with you and the all caps name, and they can double dip and get money out of the all caps name like they're supposed to, but then they get money out of you too, like they're not supposed to. When you hand them that, that's not you, but they get what they need. You get that, you're in it. You didn't buy it, you're in it. So you hold it and use it. And that's what they want, that's what you give them. That's part of your contract when you got that. And you put their plates on your vehicle, that right there, when you sign the contract, it states in there, that gives them the right, you gave them the right to pull you over whenever they want, check on you whenever they want, especially at night, because at night commercial vehicles are not supposed to be driving. Diesels and all that's supposed to be parked and they're sleeping at night only. But because you have a commercial driver license, even though it's not one for driving a diesel, but you can drive any other business vehicle that's smaller with it, it's a commercial driver's license. So you could drive other people when you show that at a business. Yeah, I got a driver's license. Oh, so you don't have to go get one, so you can drive one of my vehicles. You already got one because they incorporated you because you say that's you, and so you have to register. You have to title, and then you have to register and get insurance for your incorporated vehicle of you, the incorporated business. That vehicle that belongs to you, you've been incorporated. Well, that vehicle is now a commercialized vehicle because it belongs to you, the incorporated business, corporation. Without that surname, they can't do business with you. I don't have a surname. They know what the surname is. Because that's where they attach the Mr. and the Miss and Mrs. and Sir and to their last name. That's the surname. Those are all Sir words for the beginning of their surname. And you don't use any of it. I don't have a surname. Give me your full name. And he's giving the first name you was given. That's your given name. The second name you was given. That's your second given name. And then that's it. Where's your third name? Or your second name? Your last name? That's not my given name. That was never given to me. Created and then given to me. It was already existing. I don't accept it. Britain started it. They took and they created a surname to place everyone there in their jurisdiction. So when you give them your last name that they turned into a surname, places that then places you into their jurisdiction, they own you. And you have to do what they say. You have to do what they want. You are what they say and want you to be and to believe to be. You are not that all caps name on that card. Any card, any letter, any piece of paper. That's not you. It's referring to the record. The name that is placed upon the record. But since they had to create that, so then they can, and that prevents people, me, you, from going out, creating a little business, starting small. You run it, you own it, you do all the work till you get enough money. Start hiring employees, and then eventually get to where you're not working no more. Much. You got a manager, you got this, you got that. You don't have to work no more. But you can't create a business. Not without that all caps name. To attach you and that business to them. So they can control it and say, oh, you're not running it this way? Well, I ain't going to run it that way. I won't run it like that. That ain't right. Well, we don't care. You got a license through us. We can take it and shut you down. Is that freedom? It ain't freedom to me. No free market. There's very little we can do freely to make money than we used to be able to do when my uncles were kids, when my aunts were kids and could start a business. Mainly my uncles back then, because it was mainly men that started businesses. Women didn't. Women didn't work. So, most women didn't work. There might have been a few that did, but just allowed, because they're pretty. Something pretty to look at, you know. Men are like that. Men. But yeah, I lost my track of mind again. But business licensing and all that licenses, all that are contracts that attach you to them, and then you are controlled, and so is your business. You're not free. You're not detached from anyone else, and on your own and free. You got a restaurant, people get food poisoning, and it keeps happening. Well, people stop going, lose money, business shuts down. Free market. Your business is doing good because you're running it the right way. You know how to. Something happens and you fix that, and it don't happen again. And people will see that, notice that, oh, it ain't happening no more. It happened once, and they made sure it ain't gonna happen again. Well, we'll go there again. And more people. But you don't have that free will to do that. You're not free. You don't have the free will to get up, start a big business that you want to start up with all the money you got. Oh no, you got to give us some money first. Then you got to go and get a loan. So you could be able to create the business that you already had the money to create a business with, you know, before the government or these idiots stepped in, these terrorists and said, "Oh no, we're going to stomp on you. And you're going to give us this first. And you'll get this. Then you can have a business." That's mafia. Y'all don't know what mafia is anymore. Watch the movies again. Watch how they work. Watch how they treat each other compared to how they treat everybody else. And watch how they kill their own, shut people up, or they were doing bad things, stealing from them, whatever. Well, they kill them. Betraying them, going against them, committing treason. The only people that can commit treason is the people working in that so-called, or in that city government. It's a government, but it's a city government. It's not a real government. It's a city. And you're to believe it's some sort of real government, like it was created in 1774, or no, 1789. What was it? 1789. They created the government. But the Bill of Rights was created, and then they had to create 11 and 12 when they created the government in 1789. 11 was in 1791, but I don't know when they created the last one, number 12. That's all our amendments. 13 and over is not our amendments. They didn't create them. They weren't supposed to add to it. After the forefathers died, that was it. That was the laws. Nothing could be added to it. And nothing could be taken away. That's why it actually is damn hard for them to change anything that's in the Constitution. It was made to be that way, even though things were changed up and stuff. In 1871, they did change the Constitution a little bit, certain things here and there, and added certain things here and there in certain parts, and then the rest they probably left alone, and because it was to benefit the government. Warrants to benefit the government. I don't think the warrant thing was in there. I think it was, you caught someone in the act of creating a victim right there in front of your eyes, you kill them. No matter what it is. It says it in the Bible, theft. You can kill them. Oh, see someone breaking, if a thief is caught breaking into a house, and the person who caught the thief breaking into the house strikes and kills the thief, is not guilty of murder. It says it straight in the Bible. You can kill thieves. It's in the Bible. You can have slaves. It's in the Bible. Exodus. I don't remember the verse or the numbers, but it's in Exodus. You can beat your slave as long as you do not kill them. The Bible, it's in the Bible it's God's for slavery. Jesus is for slavery. Whoever wrote the book. Exodus 21 something, I think. But yeah, everybody's for violence. They need to get off their high horse and just say, we're for violence, we're pro-violence. We can't be anti-violence because we need authority, we need wars, we need this, we need that. We need to force people with violence to be under what we're under. It's just, when all we want is to be left alone and live our lives as we leave everybody else alone. Live and let live. Do no harm. 2 golden rules. That's all we need to live by. We don't need authority. We don't need government. We don't need leaders. We have what we need. We already have enough intelligence. The government taught us well. We know what's right and what's wrong. The good can take out the evil and make this world a better place. But people don't want to do that. They want to have imaginary fairy tale world that it's what it is because it don't work how they say it should work. How they created it to work. That's it's what they told us how it is. But when you step back and you look at how it all really works, you notice, you look at all the actions and everything that's going on, you'll find out the government don't work the way you think it works, the way they taught you in school. It works the opposite completely. Look at the mess we're in. There are states cheaper than Texas. Texas is a high state to live in, most expensive state, maybe besides California. But Texas is the most expensive state to live in. $6.48 a pound for ground beef at H-E-B, where they get real beef, pretty much. All the other stuff is $5 and something pound. Hill country or whatever. Steaks are expensive as hell. $10 for ribeye, I think it is. There might be more. But I was like, damn, I ain't paying that much. If I pay $10 for a steak, it's going to be, long and so wide, or real wide, and just, even if it's a little thin, I will up to $10 on steaks. But I very rarely buy roast. But I get mostly hamburger meat. I don't buy packaged meat, processed meats, ham, bologna, hot dogs, all that. That clogs up your arteries. That gives you heart attacks. Causes your artery to burst. And you bleed all out inside because it's so clogged and your blood's trying to get through it. And it's gotten so weak from over time, the blood trying to get pumped through it. In between the shit and the wall. Yep. Sandwich meats are the worst thing to eat out of everything. And any soy products. Anything fake. Anything that can add stuff to it, you won't even know it. I wouldn't touch it. So I went ahead and bought one brand, Tillamook. I bought the butter and then I bought the cheese. It's a little bit of cheese. There's white, extra sharp cheddar. I kind of pulled their package away from the cheese. I was like, dang, that looks kind of oily. It don't look right. It's not dry. So I got it open, and that thing smelled rancid. Even tasted rancid. I was like, oh man. So it must have something happened while it was shipped, or it got warm. But that's the real. That brand, don't put any additives or other stuff in their butter and their cheese because they want it more pure. And they can get away with it. And they're in other countries. And the butter does taste better. So Tillamook butter, it does taste good, does taste better. And it is soft, more creamier, softer in the stick form. Because the stick form is usually pretty You can't spread it like you buy it in the tub and that stuff spreads. You have to let it soften up first. Warm up a little bit. But I'm going to leave it at that. I've gone too long. So, you all take care. Bye.